What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting Stars, where today we're going to be taking a look at a movie called 100 Girls. 100 Girls is a romantic comedy that came out in the year 2000. It's a requested review from the user Bongo Muffin, so thank you for that, Bongo. You guys can also request movies that I haven't reviewed yet in the comments down below. Just make sure that you give this video a like, a thumbs up, and then of course in the comments down below, tell me what movie you want to see me review. You know what I'm talking about. 100 Girls centers around one young man looking for love. After one sensuous night with a girl he's sure to have fallen for, he vows to find her to, I guess, spend the rest of his life with. There's one problem though, he doesn't know who it is. This event happened in the middle of a blackout, so he has very little to go off of other than a single pair of panties that he hopes to find a matching top to in all of these girls' dorm rooms. It's kind of creepy. So this is basically American Pie versus Cinderella, right? American Pie because our main lead is a funny, kind of dirty, slapstick humor type guy, but at the same time, he seems pretty genuine in trying to find the one for him. It's Cinderella because instead of a glass slipper, he's looking at a pair of panties and he's trying to find the girl who matches it. And as weird as it sounds, it doesn't even make as much sense as Cinderella makes, because when it comes down to panties, you have small, medium, and large. I mean, what are you gonna do, dude? Now, I like the concept to this movie. The concept alone is something that I feel like they could revisit nowadays. However, the execution is probably something that couldn't be done nowadays, because this was made in 2000, way before the Me Too movement, so there was definitely things in here that couldn't be made today. The problem with this very guy-centric film is that it's very stereotypical and it's very shallow. There's very little to no depth when it comes down to these characters, and because of that, I had a very hard time liking any character. I couldn't connect with them because in today's world, it just wouldn't fly. The same can almost be said about any American Pie movie as well, but the nice thing about that series is, in general, you see these characters grow up over time, and the only character that doesn't grow up is Stifler, which makes him an interesting character, because not every character is exactly like him. He's the only character that is like Stifler, and every other character is growing up and becoming their own. You can't say that about 100 Girls. 100 Girls is as shallow as humanly possible. I'm sure when it came out in the year 2000 that it was funny, that a lot of guys could connect with it, but it's not how the world is anymore. One of the nice things that I can say about this movie is that it is unpredictable. You see the movie and expect one outcome, and it never really happens because it is consistently taking a direction that is unpredictable. However, I'm not entirely sure that the direction that they took was the best from a narrative standpoint, because I would rather them have a predictable movie than a shallow movie. Movies being predictable isn't the best thing in the world. I don't personally like when movies are predictable. However, it does allow for characters to have growth, to have emotion, to have depth, and I can't really say the characters in 100 Girls have any of that. They're basically the same from beginning to end, and they're shallow from beginning to end, and I think shallow is worse than predictable. It is a comedy though, so you're watching it for the laughs and the laughs alone for the most part, so is it funny? That's the real question. I think in the year 2000, the laughs stuck more of a landing than they did now. I kept thinking the movie reminded me of Lizzie McGuire, specifically in tone because of how cartoony it is at times. Cartoony music, cartoony sound effects. The guy keeps imagining things that happen in his head alone and only in his head. All things that happened in Lizzie McGuire, and all things that don't translate as well in 2019 as it did in maybe 2000. Remember, this came out almost 20 years ago. Some jokes I did giggle with, don't get me wrong, but I think for the most part, I considered everything to be a product of the era it came out in 2000, 19 years ago. I gave this movie 59%, 59 out of 100 possible stars. I feel like if I saw it when it originally came out in 2000, I probably would have scored it a lot higher because it works a lot better for the year 2000. That was only a year after American Pie came out, so it would have fit in pretty well. But in 2019, if you're going in to see it for the first time ever, you're probably not going to love it. Guys, tell me what you thought of this movie in the comments down below. And as for YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe me, hit that like button, hit the bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.